Hey, what's going on, guys? Firstly, just sorry I haven't been around lately. I've been wanting to post more content, but I haven't had time. As some of you may know, I went over to NA to do a solo queue trip. Hit rank 38 challenger over there, which I was really happy with, but I've had to rush back. I actually went during the middle of my university semester, so as you can tell, I've just been grinding university stuff before and after to make sure this trip was possible. But I'm finally back with a Dopa review. I've been wanting to do a Dopa review for so long now, but as some of you may know, he's playing on the Chinese server. I can't actually spectate his games like I could when he was playing on the Korean server, so I had to actually get his permission to rip his VODs from his stream and I can commentate over the top. So he's finally got back to me on official Dopa YouTube channel and said, yes, you can post the videos. Just make sure you're commentating over the top, which is great. He hit rank 1 2 days ago, so I mean, this review I've been wanting to do it for a while now, but it's just lined up perfectly with him hitting rank 1. I just want to quickly touch on the new server. So usually when Apto or Dopa plays on the Chinese server, it's just on the Ionian server, which is known as like the top server. There's like 18 to 20 servers or something. But China came out with a new server called it's like the super server. It's pretty much you have to be Diamond 1 and above on the other servers to actually get an account on this server. And then so it just makes sure that the server is really good players. You're straight away high elo playing with good players rather than doing from the low to the high elo grind. So as you can see, he's 1.5k LP. Just let that sink in. Like, it's when you look over to other servers, most players 1.2, 1.3k LP for rank 1. Apto has actually had to hit 1.5k LP to overpass rank 2. So rank 2 is a support main. He duos with rank 3 is an AD carry main. Now these two players are really good and they actually stream snipe Apto a lot and play against him. And Apto for a long time was struggling to beat him or beat them. I think he played like over a month at around about between like 1k to 1.2k LP, just up and down, 50% win rate, couldn't move. But finally he said, fuck this, he stopped streaming, he spammed games until he hit rank 1 and overpassed them. So the main champion he was playing, of course, take a while to get Twisted Fate. He was playing a lot of Twisted Fate, but also the gameplay I'm reviewing today is Kassadin. And he was the first person to start doing this I saw, which is running Grasp on Kassadin. He picks it as a counter matchup to Fizz and Echo. I'm sure you can run it into a couple of other melee matchups. You can probably run it into something like a LeBlanc or Zed where you're getting a lot of trades off, but other than that, you can just absolutely stomp lane, guys. I've tried it myself. It's absurd how easy it is to win lane and stomp, and you cannot be punished for it. So today's gameplay is going to be that. And just lastly, I hate saying it, but like if you do like this type of educational content and these reviews, just drop a like or leave me a comment just saying, like, you know, this is what I want to see. Maybe this is not what I want to see, something like that, because I mean, over the next couple of months, I plan on putting a lot of content out, and it's nice to get feedback from you guys of what you actually want to see and what helps. So without further ado, let's get into the gameplay. So heading to the game, your starting item is going to be a Doran Shield and a Health Potion. For your runes, you get Resolve and Domination Tree, guys. Copy them down. Now this rune page is pretty much set perfectly to make sure your early game is very safe, you have lots of sustain. Hitting up on the matchup, Kassadin pre-6 is pretty much the only weak point of the matchup. Like honestly, Echo, he can possibly get a good trades off into a jungle gank. That's about it. As Kassadin, you're looking to get your Q trades off. You're looking to set up a freeze and just trying to slowly scale up and CS correctly. You can see Apto just looking for autos there, getting the Qs off. Right here, instead of letting, like a lot of people would let that minion wave hit the tower, he tanks it. He has a lot of health, tanks it, sets up the freeze, heads over to help the jungler out. Chases through. He was very quick to react there. Make sure to help the Graves. Graves' early game is extremely strong. I would say Echo's early. Echo and Kassadin early are both pretty weak. I would say Echo would win out, mainly because Kassadin only has Q. Echo can get his passive off. Gets the Echo flash out. Graves pops. Fuck. I mean, this Graves played that extremely well. Apto had the lane set up in a good position where he wasn't losing many minions. And he can head back to lane now. We'll see what he does. Echo has teleport. So he's going to have to teleport back. Apto make sure to get that topside ward out. So that Olaf can't go for a blue invade while the Graves is moving around. Now, when you play into Echo and you're kind of setting up for freezes, it's very easy because Echo, a lot of the time, throws his Q out to kind of get like... He'll try and throw a Q maybe to get this cannon minion, but in doing so, it's going to cop the whole fucking wave and it's going to shove it back. So we'll see what happens. The wave is very massive. Apto looking for a hard shove. getting into tower as quick as possible. Possibly going to be another skirmish between the two junglers soon as well on the topside river. We'll see. Just looking to harass him a little bit. He still has a sum, so he's fine. The one thing is, like, you have to know, you have 9 AP early games. Your Qs, just don't overestimate your damage on your Qs. A lot of your damage comes from, like, your auto into a W, auto attack reset. That's going to be doing more than your actual trades. Oh my god, this Olaf, man, is just getting... The 2v2 here is just so, like, Apto is just always on the first mover advantage. He's just extremely quick. Echo is just lackluster, sitting behind. I wouldn't really put it on Echo. I'd put it more so on the Olaf, just being an absolute. Just trying to force stuff too much. Just slowly denying minions, guys. The more you watch Apto, the more you realize it's not as though he just hard punishes people with mechanics. It's more how his wave knowledge and how he manipulates the waves, guys. Once again, this is going to crash hard. There's going to be a massive wave on the tower that Echo has to deal with. Looking for a shove. We'll see what he buys. A Catalyst would give you a lot of health, while a Blasting one is going to give you a little bit more, like 1v1 punish. I know he used to go Blasting, but we'll see what he does now, because you don't really have that much mana sustain. Catalyst refillable on a pink would probably be the most optimal buy. Once that hit tower, decides not to set up a freeze. I thought maybe he'd pull the minions there and then go for a base. Decides not to. Now this, the Cassidy into Fizz and Echo, guys, is pretty much, it's just like an auto win. It's pretty, if you see your enemy mid pick it, just do this setup, play it slow, play it smart, and it's gonna be game. You're gonna be able to get massive CS advantages in lane. This Graves is actually a god. Once again, Apto moving into the river, guys. One of the strongest assets of Apto is his map awareness. Always moving. He pretty much always has first mover advantage. Even when his matchup isn't favorable. It's just, his map awareness is insane. Always tracking what his jungle is doing. It'll be interesting to see what he buys. Does do the blasting. As I said, a lot of the times Apto, a lot of Cassidians like to go the Catalyst, but then you're going to be finding yourself in the mid game lacking a lot of damage. Apto, like, traditionally has gone that blasting when he can, and he just, like, the damage on your 1v1 is absurd. You start actually getting some good AP ratios, because beforehand you had nothing, and now when you see the Q trade into a level 6, it's going to be like 50% of Echo's health. And obviously your ult cooldown's on like 5-6 seconds early on, so it's just extremely hard for Echo to move up. Looking for that auto. Has to be careful he doesn't expend too much mana. Blue's coming up within the minute, so it's going to be nice when he gets that. It's going to be continuous harass. Look at that grasp. Look at that auto trade. It's just like you're always going for those melee trades, guys, on these champs. Like, I think earlier I said into things like Zed and LeBlanc. Every time Zed and LeBlanc come in, just get, like, if LeBlanc W's in, get that auto. Auto W, because you get the auto attack reset, and the damage is absurd from that. Because you get that extra AP on your autos from your W. Graves comes through. Leeches a little bit of XP, but he's going topside. Apto does have nice. Look how quick he is to react to these. Ooh. We'll see what happens. As soon as the Graves gets there, they're going to win that. Very strong. He's actually They might not be able to get much. Well played by the Kled. Apto does not respect it. No mana. Fuck me, this Graves. That was actually strange. Like, Apto usually there doesn't make the risky play. Decides to go for it there. And honestly, it's a mistake. He didn't need to die. I think the Graves had the cleanup duties anyways. Catalyst and Sapphire Crystal. Now, this Sapphire Crystal is going to be for tier. Apto likes to go the Roa into a tier. It's very slow paced because obviously the tier is not going to be stacked for ages, but I mean, once you hit the Archangel and the Roa, like the amount of AP you have in your kit is absurd, and they synergize well together. This Graves looking like he's going to be taking blue perhaps. He's pinging it, but Apto's just... Is Apto going to go? No, doesn't take it. Decides not to. Just wants to keep the Echo in the lane. Decides he has enough mana. Look at these. See these trades, guys. A little bit too greedy on that, the R there. Once again, look how he gets his priority and moves through with his jungler. If I were to look at this from an outside perspective, I would assume they're on comms or something, but it's just like they're just playing really well together. If Apto gets one or two more of those pokes off, he'll just look for the dive. That's what you want to be doing in Cassidy, guys. You want to whittle away your opponent with those, like, the first of your ultimate with 50 mana. Get a Q, E if you can, auto. Set that up once or twice. After that, you just look for the all-in. We'll see what he does there. If he pressures tower, he goes on top side. Yep. Olaf comes through to help out the Echo. The more pressure he can pull here, the better. I don't know if... okay, this Echo is absolutely fucked. They know exactly where the Olaf is, so you probably see him... He might try and rotate across soon. We'll see. This Olaf is a bit of a clown. Yeah, he's donezo. Good night, sweet prince. Apto collects the free kill. Probably going to shove this reset, go Roa. He wants to get enough for Roa tier. He has like the perfect amount of gold. And probably... Does he have pink as well? Yep. Great buy. You could obviously see he was saving up for that exact buy there. Not only wants the Roa, but he wants the Roa end tier to make sure to get in that stacking ASAP. Because, I mean, anytime you're delaying the tier, you're honestly just delaying your spike by a bit. And level 11 on Kassadin is probably... As you hit level 11, you should be starting to get some AP, and you should be looking for those team fights. Obviously, level 16, it's just like... If you hit 16 on Kassadin, I think Kassadin's win rate goes up to like 70% or something like that. So... Obviously, if you can hit level 16, it's good, but make sure if you hit level 11, you're actually looking to put the damage out and hit that spike. I can probably kill him out here. Force the ult. Needs to wait for that. Yeah, nice Fiora. I mean, you could easily look at this and say, well, Apto's jungler is much stronger than the enemies. But I think that Apto really does enable the jungler to play like how he's been playing, and he's been moving first. He's been getting the priority for the Graves. A lot of people always say, you know, like what, like Apto always, his teams never int, but like his teams do int, but a lot of times his team doesn't int because of how much pressure he can draw without really giving up anything. You see here, like he's constantly been pushing into tower, drawing people in, drawing the Olaf across, countering the invades and stuff like that. Goes Tabai, like, he always loves to go defensive boots. Tabai mercs most of the time. Back when he was doing, like, he was playing Kassadin a lot on the Bissell mask, and he'd go Bissell into Sork boots to get that magic pen and percent pen, but now it's more so he'll go Tabai or he'll go mercs, depending. I mean, this game, the Echo is really no threat. It's looking like the Kled's going to be a threat, so you just want to make sure you're itemizing appropriately. Obviously, coming into the Hourglass later on as well, you got to be super fucking tanky, like surprisingly tanky. You're also taking like negated magic damage as well, so you're really covering all categories of damage. You're always looking, gets the teleport across here to counteract the Olaf gank. It should be at least one. We'll see if he can get the two. That's done. If he plays this slowly, he should be able to get it. No. Echo gets his passive off and just pieces the fuck out extremely quick. Whenever you're playing these champions, guys, Kassadin, Twisted Fate, Echo, you're always looking to get into the side lane as soon as possible, guys. What does the side lane mean? The side lane means solo XP. So champions like Kassadin that scale off XP more so than anything else, like you're trying to hit level 16, getting into the side lane gives you more solo XP. If you're sitting mid, a lot of people just, like I've seen a lot of mid laners that just sit middle game. The one thing about mid lane is people continuously come across. The support keeps coming mid, the jungler comes across mid, and you may not notice it, but you're actually sharing a lot of the XP. Down here in a solo lane, you're taking jungle camps, you're taking the waves by yourself. You'll notice you'll get like 1 to 2 levels of up over your opponent, which can honestly sometimes mean the difference between a winning team fight and a losing. He's got a bit of gold to spend and probably going to be running soon. I'm not sure if he can get this 1v1 just because of if the Echo gets his ultimate, he's going to be re-healing a lot. But he honestly probably can. God, that's good disengage by Echo. The enemy team has no response to this. It's like if you send your jungler bot here, obviously Kassadin can just ultimate away and just fucking laugh. If you send anybody down bot here, it's just like, it's going to be a bad play. So Apto just plays it slow, plays it smart. He'll eventually get the tower out, get the XP. So they decide to play top side, which is the right call. Fuck, man, this Echo is slippery. Gets that lane ward there so you can see when Echo is returning to lane. Deep lane wards like that are underrated. It's extreme, like the mid lane deep lane ward there is probably the most valuable, but lane wards like that as well. It gives you a lot of key information. You can see a lot of pro teams setting that type of stuff up as well. It means you can get, if you're the top laner has teleport, you can get a lot like 4-mans off. He's in here. Could have been a... Oh. Should be fine. He's got a piece out. Gets the Archangel. Power Spike now is pretty good. Kassadin has really good ratios, so Like people are like most people, because you're going the Lich, you're going Hourglass, you don't have that much. You don't actually have that much AP, you realize. But this build, you're gonna be having like 400 or 500 AP in your kit pretty early on, so it's gonna be nice to have. Next up, we'll see what he goes. I mean, you usually need Hourglass third. No Lich Bane though. Notice the no Lich. Doesn't move up with that vision first, guys. When you're split pushing, see, Apto always keeps yellow trinket, guys, on these split pushes. Why? Because he can move in now. He can get some deep vision out to help him actually split aggressively. Without vision, split pushing is useless because, like, the point of split pushing is to bring people across, and if you see them, you disengage and you waste their time while your enemy team's on the opposite side of the map taking objective. But without vision, you can't see them coming, so it's not as though you can waste time. A lot of time you just die for nothing. They'll come across, kill you straight away, and you won't waste their time. It's all about a time. Needs to drop this tower pretty soon, though, so he can move in aggressively into the blue side jungle. But yeah, you can honestly side lane on any champion, guys. It doesn't just have to be, like, obviously if you're playing a really immobile champion, like if you're playing Xerath, don't side lane, stick mid. But things like, I mean, Azir, things like Syndra, you can play the side lane correctly if you can. Like, sometimes sitting mid is optimal, but I mean, in lower elos, you don't get punished that often, and you can get these huge XP leads in the side lanes from it. He's just going to keep whittling away this tower. They have no answer to the Kassadin split. The only problem is if that, because they have Kled. Kled is one of the best counters to like 1-3-1 comps because it's just pure hard engage. As soon as you see someone in the side lane, Kled, whole team runs down mid, gets inhib. But that does take a lot of synergy, to be fair. So now the Kled's trying to answer the Kassadin. We'll see what happens. Gonna get that Seekers into the Hourglass third, like I said. It's really essential. It needs another pink as well. He's gonna come down and match. I was wondering if he's gonna go topside there, but he decides to go against the Kled. If he goes topside, they'll probably send the Kled there anyway. It's really probably too early for a Baron rush as well. They're just gonna play the game out slowly and then look for a team fight. Maybe Apto will look for a flank. He's got some really nice deep wards there. I want to see how he sets his vision up, where he puts his pink. It's level 13 and 13. This Kled is actually pretty big. He doesn't want to move up until his ultimate comes off so he can actually go out. You really do not want to be overstacking. Like, getting your ultimate up to the 400 mana cost is not too bad, but if you hit the 800, it's fucking hurts. Every ultimate, like, goddamn. Let's see these trades. I mean, he obviously, yeah. If he didn't have the Tabai and the Seekers there, he would get shredded. Obviously, he knew early on he would be like most likely he's 1v1ing the Kleds. Those are Ninja Tabai, extremely important. If he has things like Mercs there, he can get fucking demolished. TP in, no Kled ult. We'll see what he can get done. The Graves is actually dropped. Needs to be careful here. Probably can't get anything there. That's a shame. He loses a lot for that. There's going to be a giant wave bot for whoever needs it. But yeah, if they rush the Baron, this could mean they have a window to close the game out. Wants to whittle them away. He still has stopwatch. Oh, this could be sick. No, he's gonna drop. He's actually insane. Bled's gonna get a remount. Ooh, dude. Oh man. That was so good how he played that. Played it really slow, jumped over, waited for reinforcements, came back in, cleaned up. Did you like he played that team fight with the Baron very slow, guys. He didn't. As soon as they're doing Baron, it's not as though he went straight. Like I see a lot of low elo people do this. Enemy team starts Baron, you're like, there's like 1 or 2 of your members. When Baron's still full, they just run in. They're like, okay, we have to fight right now. No, let Baron do the fucking work. Let Baron take a lot of their health, slowly like whittle them away, and then come back. Try and draw their damage out, come back, draw them out, then go in. So he played that perfectly. And just ended up cleaning house in the team fight. Next item is going to be a Lich Bane. It's going to have to be a Lich Bane Void Staff build. No death cap at all. Why Lich Bane? Someone like a lot of people probably like Lich Bane is early game. Why would you build up 4th? His like as Kassadin late game, your goal is to one-shot Echo or Ezreal. So it's all about that single target one-shot burst. God damn. He's not even 16 yet. This is going to be disgusting. Has to wait out that ult. If he burns it, he's going to have like... Never mind. Absolutely shreds him. Has plenty of health regen through the red. He's going to go top side, look for a shove in. Fiora's getting the bot side. Not sure if he wants. I mean, Kled's dead, so he definitely can. I want to see what he can get. He doesn't have, like, his buying power right now is not that much. Trying to steal away as much as he can. Oh, Kassadin scaling is disgusting, but he has 400 AP here, guys. Like I said earlier with the ratios. Even though he doesn't have Lich, his abilities is doing a lot of fucking damage. His QE are doing a lot. What's the Grasp doing here? I mean, to be fair, the usefulness of the Grasp is pretty much already done. The Grasp is just to ensure you get to the point now where you're popping. I think it's like 2150 for the Lich Bane, so you might want to clear a wave or 2. Getting health back from spending this mana, probably not going to mean much. He's going to reset. Level 16 now, guys. Led's dead, Olaf's dead. They have no hard engage. Alright, this next team fight. Just watch how he plays the next team fight, guys, as level 16. One thing that Apto doesn't do much is actually buy elixirs. A lot of people like to buy elixirs early because like they know the next team fight's going to close out. But Apto, I've seen people like, who else does? Like Reckless kind of does this as well, I feel, because he doesn't buy any control wards during his games. He just saves the gold because all he wants to do is hit full build and then he's going to do it. Because if the next team fight, for instance, if he loses the next team fight with Elixir, you've just wasted 500 gold towards your final build. It's kind of a catch-22. It's kind of catch-22 because like maybe you get a team fight and you're like, fuck, if I had Elixir, I would have won there. But it's ensuring the late game. It's his playstyle. Optimal Kassadin for the team fighting here is to get a flank. Flank across where they have no vision and just pop the Ezreal. At this point, he can one-shot Ezreal. If he stacks his ultimate once or twice, he'll get the one-shot. God damn, his bot lane's getting hard. Ooh. Looks like the... Alright, one down. Holy shit. 1v5. Alright, I mean, he still has a little bit of defensive. I think he... Oh my god. Holy shit, man. That Hourglass. He positioned extremely well there. He went in, went straight across. Hourglass to get the reinforcements out. He's getting those ultimates off and getting a lot of damage out. Just cleans house. Wouldn't be surprised here if he could end. Looks like the enemy team has surrendered. I mean, that gameplay was really good to watch, guys. I think you can learn a lot from his playstyle there and how to play side lanes out. He played the side lane extremely well, the 1-3-1. Dropped it into pretty early, like maybe 15 or 16 minutes, got into the side lane. I mean, to be fair, Graves played extremely well, but as you can see the early game, he definitely enabled the Graves to get the really strong invades off. He got the priority early. He was tracking the enemy jungler, first mover advantage, stuff like that. You can definitely bring that to your own gameplay in your solo queue games. So until next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you later.